Hello? It's no wonder in Genesis chapter 26, his own son Isaac follows the same. Look at Genesis 26, and we have no time to read it, but I would draw your attention to Genesis 26, 23 to 25. This is a story where Isaac is in the land of the Philistines, and they are fighting with him over wells. You remember that story? He goes, he digs a well, wanakuja wanafunika. Anaenda mahali pengine, wanazozana na yeye. Anaenda mahali pengine, wanazozana na yeye. Lakini kuna mahali alifika inaitwa Shechem. Na alipofika pale, the Bible says that he dug a well. And when he dug that well, and it brought water, listen to what it says in verse 25. He built an altar and called on the name of the Lord and pitched his tent there, and he dug a small well there. What is Isaac doing? Hello? Isaac is following the example he has seen from his father. Isaac is saying, I saw it with my father, dedication. I saw it with my father, devotion. I saw the place where my father put God. I saw how my father revered God. I will follow suit. And he does that. It was not just that alone. If I had time, I would tell you how Abraham was first a student, a pupil of God, to learn from God so that he can pass it to his own son. And the Bible has examples of places where God appeared to Abraham many times. And he learned from God. And he heard from God. And he passed it on to his son. He didn't give him his own stories. He didn't give him his own culture. He didn't give him the things that he had heard about. But he gave what he had from God. Let me go to Psalm 127. And if you can get me slide number 16. I just want to say a few things on that psalm. Look at that psalm. It's the famous popular one. And verse 3, 4, and 5 says, children are a heritage from the Lord, and offspring a reward from him. Like arrows in the hands of a warrior are children born in one's youth. Blessed is a man whose quiver is full of them. They will not be put to shame when they contend with their opponents in court. Look at that photo in Psalm 127. Now, the Bible has said the arrows are the children. The children are the arrows. So who is the ball? Nani upinde hiyo? Na kunaye mtu anayeshika hiyo mishale. Let's theorize together. Because assume we are in Daystar. Assume we are in my classroom. Who is the ball? We know the arrow. Already we have been given. The arrow is the son or your daughter. Who is the ball? And who is the guy holding it? At the president. Let me assume, for me, I want to imagine that the ball is a parent. That's my imagination. And I want to assume that the one pulling it is God. And I want to assume or imagine that the ball can be bent. Unajua in a which is a Kiswahili word? and she had dark skin. And he said, at school, the other girls mocked her. They mocked this daughter. To add insult to injury, she had pimples on her face. So she comes and sits on the table in dining as food is being served, and all the other girls take off. They leave her there alone. And she would leave her food there and walk to the dormitory and weep and cry why God created her with a dark skin and why pimples on her face. And her grades began to dip. She was a B, she began to get D, and a C, the best. At home, she began to be lonely. Would come and lock herself in her room. And the father felt like she was putting extra effort to raise her grades. Until after a series of our meetings, and we discussed the principle that we call family dating, where a father takes out their son or their daughter, and the mother does the same. And after some time, you compare notes. What did you see in her? What did you hear in her heart? What are you feeling? Is there something we need to pay attention to? So the father took this daughter out, and they began to confess. And the daughter said, Dad, I am happy you have asked me this question. I am tired of being in that school. I have been questioning God why he created me this way. I don't know why they ran away from me. I feel lonely. I am sad. And in fact, I've been contemplating suicide. The father helped this girl to heal from that. And when we were talking, the daughter had already cleared Form 4 and was in the university. I'm talking of 2011. So she must have completed university and she could be working somewhere in the city. And my question is, how many signs like those are we ignoring? The silent child who is locked in their room alone? The grades that are dropping and we are not asking? The boy or the girl, you ask a question and they answer only one word, no conversation. It's like they are closing you. The one who doesn't come to the sitting when people are eating dinner, he or she is not there. I'm inviting you to get closer to your sons and daughters and find out what is happening in their life and in their world. I am talking about present. There is nothing as important for a believer as being present with your son and your daughter. That's a role that God has given to us. That's the only way you can empty yourself to your daughter and to your son. That's the only way you can assure legacy in your family, if you did all those kind of things that you can see. The other day, and give me the slide where I am with my son. The other day, I took a ride with my son. He's training as a pilot just here at Wilson.